Hello, grade 4. Today we are going to do something really fun. How to make things strong and about different structures. So we're going to first look at how we can, make structures more strong. After that, we're going to look at different structures and how they are made. Have you ever built something with paper or blocks and it fell down? Well, I'm going to teach you how to make your structure strong and safe so that it won't break so easily. We'll also learn about different kinds of houses from all over the world and even from long ago. Let's get started. So, have you ever seen a bridge or a big building? Those things don't fall over easily because people used special ways to make them strong. Even soft materials like paper can become strong if you fold or roll them. Let's learn how. Strengthening means making something stronger so it doesn't break easily. Materials like paper, cardboard, and plastic can be made stronger by changing their shape. We can fold, roll, or build them into strong shapes. Imagine holding a piece of paper. It flops around, right? So if you want to take a paper, just a normal paper, and you put it on the table, it's going to fall over. Now fold it like a fan and try to bend it. See how strong it becomes then. That is folding. To strengthen a material, you can use fold. Builders and designers use fold to make boxes, roofs, and even big buildings to make them stronger. So, if you want to, you can take that same paper that can't stand on its own, and then if you fold it and you put it down again, the chances are higher that it will stand. Have you ever seen a pole that holds up a sign or a roof? Some of those are hollow inside. That means they have space in the middle, but they are still super strong. So, for instance, as you can see this picture here, there's nothing inside that squares, so it is hollow. This is because the shape helps carry the weight evenly. We use hollow pillars, so long, strong, hollow pillars to carry the weight evenly. We use hollow pillars in buildings, towers, and even playground equipment. So, those pipes that you play on in the playground, that's hollow inside. And that's also what makes the playground stronger. When we roll a flat piece of paper into a tube, it becomes stronger. We call this a strut. Struts are a length of strong materials that are joined to make a strong frame. They are used in a real life to hold up roofs and bridges. Let's try it with paper and see how strong it gets. So basically take a normal paper and roll it up. It will then get stronger as you roll. So it will what do you call it? If you take a piece of paper and you squish it together, it will fold. But as soon as you roll the paper and you try to press again on the sides, it won't fold so easily. That's because rolling paper will make or rolling will make that structure stronger. If you want to just follow, we are now on page 90. Some of the slides has page numbers, others you must just please follow along. Do you know what keeps a house or a jungle gym standing? So, for those who don't know, jungle gym is that like that playing outside the class where you can play on. So, a frame is like the bones of a structure. We put a strong piece of pieces together to make the shape, and the frame holds everything in place. So, as you can see here, we put lots of pieces together as that bridge as the jungle gym, all these appliances for the crane, and you put them all together, and that will make a frame structure. A frame structure is also hollow in the inside. That means it isn't like filled with any material in the inside. You can see through it most of the time. If you try to push a triangle, it doesn't change shape easily. That's why we use triangles when we want something to be very strong. We use them in roofs, bridges, and towers. The reason for that is because of triangulation. We learned about triangulation in the previous unit, but I want to also just tell you that triangulation means adding triangles to a structure to stop it from bending or collapsing. So most of the time we use triangles in big structures to make the structure stronger. As you can see with the Eiffel Tower, there's lots of triangles in, and that triangles makes that big tower very, very strong. As well as with a cell phone tower, do you see that small triangles? A lot of them there. Now that makes that cell phone tower also stronger. So our human bodies, are also so amazing. We have our own frame structure inside, and that is called a skeleton. Our bones act like struts. They keep us upright and help us run, jump, and even dance. So, without our bones, there's lots of triangulation inside, as you can see, especially there at the rib cage. Do you see that small kind of triangles? You will see triangles even there at the collarbone. Now that is triangulation. So our bodies are made of triangulation where our bones should be, and then it's a frame structure. Triangulation is a big word, but it just means putting lots of triangles in a design to make it stronger. When you use triangles, the weight of the structure is shared and the structure stays in place. That's why bridges have so many triangle shapes in them. So, guys, one time if you see that crane again, do you see the small triangles, the roof of your house? If you go past construction buildings and stuff, go look. Even big buildings like the Eiffel Tower, a windmill, cell phone towers, any big buildings, even small buildings, it usually has triangles, and the triangles are there for support to strengthening the buildings. So, a long time ago, people didn't have bricks or cement. They used what was around them to build their houses. These are called indigenous structures. They used grass, mud, sticks, and stones. Later in the lesson, we will see some examples of indigenous structures. So, I just want to say this is traditional houses made by people long ago with natural materials. So let's quickly look at the new words on page 99. Traditional means something people did many years ago. Specification tells us how to build something. And a constraint is something that tells us what we can't do. These help us to make or build things. So these three words are very important. You can either use these definitions or the ones in your book. I know they are a little bit different, but you can use either one of them to understand this work. Choose the definition that's the most easiest, but both are correct. Okay, guys, now I quickly want to tell you from now on all the work I have done and am going to do with you from now on. is if there's no page numbers, it's because I used questions from the activities you're going to do either in class or for homework. So I took the questions and I made them into slides to explain the work to you. So if you don't understand, so if you don't see this specific like why build stilt houses in your book, it's because it's one of the questions that I just want to explain. So just stay with us and remember to make notes at all times. So in wet places, people build houses on stilts. This means the houses is above the ground. This keeps the houses dry and safe when water rises. So do you see here? The houses are not on ground directly like grass and stuff. It's built in the water. But you see wooden um that wooden pillars that is in the water that's keeping the houses upright. Now that's stilts, and we used stilts to keep the houses as high as possible from the water. So if the water rises, the houses won't get flooded. Clay is soft when wet. If you build a house near water, the walls can fall down because clay falls down and breaks if it's too close to water because it will like get squishy. That's why clay houses need to be far from water. So we don't usually use clay to build houses because the houses will get squishy. It can get like squishy and then it will collapse. What is an igloo? So, in very cold places, people make houses from snow. I know, right? Imagine how cold it is. But no, not actually. These are called igloos, and snow blocks trap heat. So, basically, all those blocks of ice, snow, will trap the heat inside. So, it stays warm inside. All the heat will stay inside, and that will be warm. So why do we build houses with clay then? Clay is found in the ground. It's free and easy to use. So that's why people use it. Some people are unfortunate that can't buy house materials. This is for free because you can just pick it out from the ground. People in hot places use clay to also build their houses to stay cool because clay also keeps all the cool temperatures inside. It won't get so hot as other materials. And then what can I also say about clay? It's remember you must also say that you can't build it close to water. This is only for people that want to build houses far from water, far from rivers, far from dams, so that the clay can't fall, like the house can collapse, as we said in the previous slides. But people still use clay to build houses to keep cool temperatures inside, as well as because it's free and it can be found on the ground. Okay, so after this video, you can do activity 6 on page 100. I just want to let you know, don't do question 7. Do all the questions except question 7. And also go look on page 99 at the bottom, there's a map. Use that map to answer the questions. If you don't use that map, you won't be able to answer the questions and you will be very confused. Okay, let's look at housing shapes in the world on page 100. So if you want to follow with me, guys, I just want to again say remember to make notes where it's needed. So in different parts of the world, houses look very different. As you can see, just by looking at these four houses at the bottom, houses look very different. People use the materials they have and build homes to stay safe and from heat, cold, or water. So you won't be able to build a igloo in the middle of the Sahara desert because the ice will melt. But you will also not be able to build a hut, a clay hut, in the North Pole, because remember, if that ice melts, that clay is going to melt and the house will collapse. So, in different parts of the world, there's different types of houses. In South Africa, different people make different homes, like rondavels are round with thatched roofs. The Xhosa huts have clay walls, and beehive huts are made from grass. And then Maikiaisi are made from reeds. Each one used local materials and was made strong for their weathers. Now, guys, I want you to, especially with all your notes, pause on this slide. I want you all to write this down. If you want to see pictures of it, go look on page 100, 101, 102, and 103 to see how each and all these houses look. It's very important. You need to know how all of them look. Okay. Why beehive huts in KwaZulu Natal? So on page 103, I just want to um, be very specific, especially on this one. Now, this picture down here, it's not necessarily how it looks. I just couldn't get a other better photo on Beehive Hut. But if you're going to look on page 103, you will see a better photo. But people in KwaZulu Natal used what they had to build homes. So grass and sticks were easy to find, so it's easier for them to find and cheaper for them to find. So they made round beehive huts. As you can see on page 103, you will see a picture of a beehive hut. These huts were strong and very warm inside to keep them warm in the night. Okay, guys, then you can also do activity 7 on page 103. All these previous slides um gave basic I gave you the answers for all the questions on activity 3 for activity 7. You must just go back, look at the previous slides, go look in your textbook. All the answers are there, and if you made notes, as I said, then you will be perfectly fine. Okay, guys, thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you understand the work, and remember, make a star or a note where you don't understand the work, or send me a comment or a message on Google Classroom if you want me to explain something better. I hope you have a wonderful day, and please remember to do activity 6, leave open question 7, and then do activity 7 on page 103 as well. I hope you have a wonderful day and good luck.